Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast Morning Market Roundup with Chip Nellinger. Chip, there's been a few pretty good moves here in the market first part of the week. Looks like there's been some steady climb in the grain markets, and there's been some climbs in the livestock market as well with the news that we've had with the African swine flu in China. There, it looks like it's getting to be worse than what they had initially reported.
Yeah, like you said, the livestock markets had a nice little move here. Hogs have had about a $4 rally off the lows here from last week. On that news, the cattle market came to life there earlier in the week as well. Started off lower, and they couldn't push it lower, and had a big update there. We kind of went steady-ish yesterday, but livestock markets, act like they want to go higher in hogs and cattle. That's a good thing. We've had a nice move higher in corn and beans, and they've kind of ran out of a little bit of steam here. The weather's starting to cooperate just a little bit. Sun's back shining, fairly cool temperature still. So there is some harvest progress that's starting to take place, and at least out this way, maybe some beans that are like starting yesterday afternoon. We had the sunshine and the wind blowing, so some beans are starting to go around here too. Still quite a few beans in the field. Obviously, nationwide, there's almost 2/3 of the beans left to cut. And so the resumption of harvest here, even if it's kind of slowly but surely, has kept a little pressure on this market. Beans got hit a little bit yesterday. Not a lot of other news to talk about. So, now it's just a case we got to get the rest of this crop out of the field and, see if there's any effects in yields from the late harvest, the wet harvest. It's a little bit early to tell that just yet, but that's the fear is that maybe we've taken a little bit off the top end on this on these bean yields, and likely with USDA going down in corn yields on that last report a couple weeks back, the trend now is likely they'll continue to cut that just slightly as well. So we may have seen the most negative, yield numbers, and may have already digested that in the market. Now we just got to get to further along in harvest and kind of get some of that harvest pressure. You always, I don't care if beans are, $20 or $5, you always, have those bushels that move across the scale and get sold at fall, regardless of price. And that keeps a little bit of a lid on things here. But pretty quiet news-wise in the grain markets here. Livestock markets showing a little bit of signs of life. We'll see. It'd be nice to have a nice day higher in cattle. I think technically that would feed on itself, get the funds back on the long side, and push this market higher. Hogs have a little work to do in these deferreds to get back up to the recent highs. But, I think we can do that eventually. It may just take us a little while. I would say that there's strong chance that, the highest highs are yet to come in hogs. It just may take, 45 or 60 days to see the effects of that.
Right on. So you're in Morton, Illinois, just outside Peoria. I know you've got inundated with rain. So how's the crop condition where you guys are at, and how's harvest progressing where you're at?
Yeah, we're kind of lucky. We have had a fair amount of rain here over the last few weeks, but nothing excessive like they have in the Western Corn Belt. We've had, 5 to 7 inches total, maybe 8 total in areas over 3 weeks. You talk to guys out west, they're getting that in each rain. So we've been a little bit lucky because there has been some guys just, going here and there, and but we're starting to pick up steam here. So I talked to some guys in parts of Iowa yesterday. They still need a few days. So it's slow going the further west you go because they just had massive amounts of rain. And here, the further east you go, the better that is. It's been a nuisance, but it hasn't been, just an absolute flood like it has been in parts of the Western Corn Belt.
Right on.
I would say in general, we're a long ways along in corn harvest. In fact, lot of people are starting to get done with corn. I would still say that there's 40-50% of the beans left to cut. So there's a lot of beans in the field. Corn's slowly but surely wrapping up over this way. If you look at those harvest progress, Illinois is leading the pack. So we've had a good run here, but it hasn't been that way for sure everywhere, especially the Western Corn Belt.
Right. All right. Is the soybean issue as bad as I'm hearing with the sprouting in the pod issues that we're seeing, that I've heard about? And can you speak to that at all in your area?
Say again, Casey, I didn't hear you real well on that.
The soybeans out in the fields with the pods sprouting in the pod. Are you having? Is that as big of an issue as what I've been hearing, or is that just more news?
Well, I'm waiting to hear that, quite honestly. We just kind of got started back with bean harvest real slowly yesterday afternoon. So that is going to be the key, to talk to these producers and see, once they get a good run going in beans here. Hopefully that'll continue today. The sun's shining today and a nice fall day, although a little chilly. That's going to be the key. Are you seeing, before the rains came a couple weeks ago, if that field is, say, 75 bushels, and all of a sudden they're back in it and it's 67 or 70, something like that, that's a possibility. So to answer your question, it's a little bit too early, but that is going to be the key. I think we'll know that within the next couple of days here, if this wet weather has caused any field loss as far as the yields go. So jury's still out on that.
Right on. All right, Chip. Well, plenty of stuff going on as usual. If guys want to work on a plan or have a revise a plan that they might have together, how would they do that?
Yeah, the best way is just call our office, 309-550-7213. We'd love to chat with you about your plan and how to implement and execute a better marketing plan.
All right, Chip. Well, we'll catch you on Sunday. Until then, have a good rest of your week.
Thank you. You the same.
All right. Thanks, Chip.
Thanks.